There was a competition to cross the English Channel doing only the breaststroke, and the three women who entered the race were a brunette, a redhead, and a blonde. After approximately 14 hours, the brunette staggered up on the shore and was declared the fastest. About 40 minutes later, the redhead crawled up the shore and was declared the second-place finisher. Nearly 4 hours after that, the blonde finally came ashore and promptly collapsed in front of the worried onlookers. When the reporters asked why it took her so long to complete the race, she replied, "I don't want to sound like I'm a sore loser, but I think those two other girls were using their arms." 2. There was once a very successful farmer from Texas who started gaining interest in his ancestry. After doing some digging, he traced his lineage back to a small town in Ireland, and lo and behold, they were a family of farmers. So he packed his bags and took a trip to Ireland to visit the small town to see if he could track down some of his kin. After landing in Dublin and driving an hour outside of the city, he stopped in a pub to grab a drink and started asking around about his family. The Texan sat down, ordered a pint, and started talking to the Irishman sitting at the bar. After explaining his story and the purpose of the trip, the Irishman responded, "You don't say. I've never heard of your family, but I'm a farmer as well. Tell me, what's it like farming in Texas?" "Gladly," the Texan said. "Farming in Texas has been quite lucrative for me. If you started out in the morning and drove west, you could drive all day before you reach the end of my property. And if you started the next day and drove east all day, you wouldn't reach the end of my property. Same thing north and south. You could drive either direction all day and you wouldn't reach the end of my farmland." "Ah, I know what you mean," said the Irishman. "I've got a tractor like that as well." 3. One day, a little boy goes into the candy shop and orders 5 pounds of M&Ms. The lady at the counter asked him, "Don't you mean 5 bags?" He said, "No, I want 5 pounds. She was reluctant, but measured them out, put them in a bag, and handed them to the little boy. He paid for them and went outside and sat on the curb. He ate a few M&Ms and a cat walked by. He picks up the cat and takes a big bite out of it. He moves a little further down the curb and does it all over again. After the little boy did this about 15-20 times, the lady in the candy store starts to wonder. She goes outside and asks the little boy, "What in the hell are you doing?" The little boy gives her this answer: "I am learning how to be a truck driver like my dad. I'm popping pills and moving down the line.